Technology. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC.
College football fans, I'm Greg McGarity, President and CEO of the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl. Don't miss your last chance to watch college football in Jacksonville before the stadium is renovated. The SEC and ACC face off in Everbank Stadium for this year's TaxSlayer Gator Bowl Wednesday, December 30th at 11:30 a.m. A perfect buy for family stocking stuffers. Act now and get a sizzling summer special of 4 tickets for $100 at TaxSlayerGatorBowl.com. TaxSlayerGatorBowl.com.
Hurricane season is here, and now is the time to make sure your property is ready. Weak, damaged, or overgrown trees can become a serious hazard when storms move in. Trust the experts at Lucas Tree Service with over 45 years of experience for professional tree trimming, removal, and storm preparation. Don't wait until a storm is on its way. Schedule your tree assessment today at lucastreeservice.com.
Hey friends, Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Have you ever stored a gallon of leftover paint, opened the can years later, and it's rusty, crusty, and unusable? Next time, secure the lid tightly to ensure no leaks and store the can upside down. Oxygen can't get to it, therefore no rust and no crust. If you'd like more tips or have a question about a project, we'd love to help. Go to performance-painting.com. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting!
I'm Jared Justice with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Awaken 180. FSU football was picked to finish 11th in the ACC preseason media poll as they opened up training camp today. Jags linebacker Jack Kaiser exited today's training camp practice and did not return. Kaiser will have an MRI tonight to determine the severity of the injury. The Drill and Jaguars today will be live from training camp all week. It's 92 degrees. It's 6 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Aaron Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Obscured by clouds. Oh my goodness, so underrated. The great Pink Floyd. By the way, which one's Pink? Of course, that LP featured one of my favorites, Mud Men. You can go to Joni Mitchell, both sides now, right? She starts complaining about clouds. All they do is block the sun. They rain and snow on everyone. So many things I would have done, but clouds got in the way. The clouds the winner today. Overcast. And the sun did not, for the most part, show itself at the Miller Electric Center. The players are going to love it. Don't get me wrong. It was hot, but not nearly as hot as I thought it was over the weekend and late last week. Certainly, I do expect that to change over the next couple of days. Although we do have a Doppler here at 92.5 FM. I never get on it. I never check it. Okay. Meteorologists have a very difficult job. They get it wrong. Everyone just kind of excuses them because out of nowhere a breeze hit or anything like that. Totally different from us when we pick games. Never hear from you when we're right. Case in point, a year ago, I said, play it. Play Trevor Lawrence, 21.5 touchdowns. Play the total over. I think I heard from 3 of you. I get a game wrong, y'all come in. I love it. Wouldn't have it any other way. The only thing that is more amusing to me than a gambler is an angry gambler. No one wants to be an angry drunk. There's no need for you. An angry gambler is sensational. How can you call a holding in that particular call? Go for it. It's fourth down. Go for it. Why in the hell did you go for it? I mean, it's just unbelievable. It's total contradiction in terms. And anyway, that's you. I'll give you a play. Not yet. Not today. But before the regular season. gets underway. Hot at the Miller Electric Center, but not nearly as hot as it could have been. And, they're going to increase practice by 15 minutes tomorrow. They'll go from 8:30 to 10:15 after working 90 minutes on this Wednesday. Friday, they'll up it as well to 2 hours worth. And then the same deal on Sunday before pads go on Monday. And I wanted to tell you that because from here on out, the rest of training camp for me becomes a mirage. It really does. It's kind of like a horse with no name being out on the desert. You think you see the ocean. You get there. It's not an ocean. It's just more sand. Camp is that way. Okay. You're like, did I just talk about this? Did I just do that? Rehydrate, whatever. It's so much better now because there is coverage if you need it. And especially to those C&E members of the media today, I hope that you were able to stay cool and undercover during what was, I imagine for you, since you haven't been out there, a really hot day in Jacksonville. All right, first play of practice. Lawrence back to pass. Looking. Lawrence over the Jabbar Muhammad again. 7-on-7. Okay? Jabbar Muhammad continues to make plays. He had 2 pass breakups this afternoon, and he's all over the place. He's got, the term is some of the new terms that we don't get into all that much. On the grass. Okay. I mean, to me, on the grass always meant that you were stoned. On the grass now means let's get them out there and see what they can do on the field. It was good to see this afternoon that Chris Rodriguez Jr. was on the grass, okay? And we'll get there momentarily. The other one is sticky, right? And sticky is a term for a defensive player, particularly a defensive back. I guess you could throw a linebacker in there who's very good in coverage and stays with the skill position guy on offense. That's something I've noticed a lot with Jabbar Muhammad. And, this show each and every night is brought to you by the good folks over at Shmunez Vision. But this is why it's good to have a variety of different members of the media out there. Same play, same situation. You can look at it differently. Case in point, a short route from Lawrence to Parker, who cuts it up. And in my opinion, Jabbar Muhammad, sure, he allowed the reception, but he would have been right there for the tackle. My friend Ryan O'Halloran wrote about it where he was dusted. That was his word. So, again, I'm not saying I'm right, he's wrong. I'm not saying he's wrong, I'm right. I'm not doing that. I'm just not. It's just the way you look at things. And I thought as well, it was not a good practice for Trevor Lawrence. He was high today. His balls were high. I mean, it's hard to overthrow Koziol, and he did. And again, that very first pass during 11-on-11, you had a pass breakup. His first throw during 7-on-7s, it was a bomb to Brian Thomas Jr. Buster Brown is in coverage, and then just out of nowhere. I mean, if I didn't know better, I would have thought it was Troy Polamalu. I would have thought it was Ed Reed. Eric Murray just picks up a ton of field and comes down with a sensational interception. So nothing to be alarmed about, but I just thought it was kind of a sketchy day for the passing offense. A ton of drops, all right? Brian Thomas Jr. in camp, in one-on-one, a drop. Jacoby Myers, which could end up being his only drop of the year. He had one wide open in a team set scenario where it was a nice pass by Lawrence. It was there for Myers. He had just broken past coverage and had a drop. Remember last year when both Tootin and Allen were drafted out of Virginia Tech and Syracuse, respectively, The word was those two may have the best hands in the building. Okay, this was prior to the trade made for Jacoby Myers. Allen had a drop today. Allen Jr. You don't see that a lot. Amir Abdullah with a drop a little bit earlier today. Then what would have been the highlight of the morning, Travis Hunter. Let me check. I've actually gone 8. Can you believe this, Jared? I've gone 8.5 minutes into the show. I've talked about Pink Floyd, Joni Mitchell, obscured by clouds, both sides now. On the grass means practicing, not getting stoned. And I haven't even mentioned Travis Hunter.
I mean, that is quite the accomplishment.
It really is. Yeah.
Everyone led off with, this is how many snaps he had on offense. This is how many he had on defense.
We do things a little bit differently here on into the night. And Travis Hunter climbs the ladder. You talk about ups. This was Jordan-esque. This was baby Jordan, man. This was who was a kid out of USC? Minor. What the heck was his name? This was, Daryl Griffith. This was skywalking. It was Harold Miner, right, out of USC. Anyway, he goes way up, totally, absolutely extended as far as he can go, has the ball in both his hands, and as he comes down and his feet hit the ground, he drops the football. Again, it would be interesting to see how that would be graded. There's so much data now, and I know some of you got upset with me when I, took the information, credited the information about drops, and some would say, oh, boy, you're just killing the Jaguars. You're wrong with those numbers, as if I invented them. No, I'm going to ESPN stats. I'm going to Pro Football Focus. I'm going to whatever other Daniel Griffiths does a lot of nice stuff, dropping numbers that are out there. And again, I always reference it, but it never matters what I say. And it never matters what any host says. It only matters what you, in fact, hear. Some folks upset. It would have been interesting to see how this would have been graded. Would this have been considered a drop by Travis Hunter, or would it have been considered a bad throw? So overall, not a good day for the passing offense. The star of offense was Bashal Tutin. All right. He just looks like he has the extra gear. That 4-2 that we talked about quite a bit. Caleb Ransaw as well on defense. Just what an athlete. And that's one thing that, I noticed today. And we did a year ago, certainly with Tutin. We did. Okay, and if you remember last year at this time, Tank Bigsby's here, Travis Etienne is here. Then you're looking at these two rookie backs, and they also had, what was his name? Jackson was here as well. You had the bigger back. You had the 3 guys there. And anyway, that was evident today. And, time for the obligatory, well, you can't really tell all that much because they're not hitting. They don't have pads on. And I agree with that, but it felt like today the defense was clogging the holes. The defense was everywhere. You talk about effort, Trayvon Walker. I mean, this guy never takes a play off. Josh Hines-Allen, Eric Armstead creating some havoc, getting in the backfield. Again, they're not hitting, and they were going up against the number 2. And I'm not going to get into the groupings, but I've seen it printed a couple of places. The number 2 offensive line. But the one part of that offense that did stick out as a positive was Bashal Tutin. And we saw Chris Rodriguez. Chris Rodriguez Jr., as a matter of fact, let's do that right now. Chris Rodriguez Jr., we were all patiently waiting to see what the situation would be. I thought there was a 50-50 chance that he would get placed on the PUP, much like Cole Van Lanen. That was not the case. And not only was he out there today, he was involved in some individual work as well. I asked Liam Cohen about Chris Rodriguez Jr. right after practice. Chris Rodriguez out here today for the first time. Just individual drills. What are you seeing?
Yeah, I mean, Chris is always, kind of Chris. So I'm not saying he looks the same as he did at Kentucky. That's not him, but he's got the same demeanor, the same way that he approaches it, knowing that we're trying to ease him back into this thing. It's a long training camp. It's a long season. We're trying to get him back without any sort of hiccups or bumps. And it was great to just see him back out, like taking handoffs, right? I mean, it's in a small sample size, but I was pleased to see him out here with us.
Yeah, and he had a lot of good things to say. Obviously, in 2021 at Kentucky, Liam had him, right? Rodriguez had a huge game against the Florida Gators. And, it was a very lengthy presser today by Liam Cohen. I'm guessing it went, 12 minutes or so, 13, 14 minutes. He was asked a lot of questions very late in the press conference. Someone else stepped up and asked another question about Rodriguez Jr., and he went on to basically say, and I'm paraphrasing here, you're not going to be able to tell anything about Chris Rodriguez Jr. until the pads go on, until you start hitting. And, he had sunglasses on, did Cohen, but you could kind of, I don't think Cohen would be a good poker player. I think he oozes with, adrenaline. I think he oozes with, in this case, affection, about how he feels about this kid, having him as a very young football player at Kentucky and watching him mature. Maybe not the best word choice by me, but you get that from Cohen. He doesn't hide an awful lot, good or bad, or anything in between the body language, the facial expressions, and just his voice in inflection. He lays it out for you, and it's so incredibly appreciated, especially after the canned answers from Marone and the stoned out of the bejesus bells from Meyer, and Doug Peterson, who had totally checked out. I tell you guys, but you don't know what it's all about. I mean, it was just awesome. It was such a sensational quote back there by Doug Peterson, who I think still lives here. I don't know. He may. He's getting paid. That's for sure. All right. Speaking of getting paid, it's always important. It is. It is. It is. You know what else is important? Your eyes. Shmunez Vision. And, I noticed it going down Phillips today. I go down there every day. Okay. And I barrel down Phillips, and I noticed like 2 new businesses. And I'm like saying to myself, Ballou, you've gone down this road for the last 20 years. And I'm like, is this new? Is that new? Is this new? Is that? Businesses keep coming and going. What's sad about Duval, and it's perhaps the only thing that is, not a lot of great mom and pop places around. There's just not. We see chains continuously move in, buy up places, and, they're not looking out for you. They're not looking out for longtime residents of Jacksonville. They're in it to make a quick buck, and there's nothing wrong with that. But what's different at Shmunez Vision, you're talking about 3 generations. You're talking about owned and operated by the same family. That is the Shmunez, Dr. Neil Shmunez. Matter of fact, I wasn't even aware of it. I'm basically out of contacts. And I'm like, to my GF, what's going on with my contacts? She's like, that's right. You usually do it on your birthday. Well, my birthday is like 3 months ago. I got to make an appointment. I got to go in there and see him. I'm going to wait until after camp. But anyway, I get up with Dr. Neil Shmunez and say, I need some contacts. Bam, gives me my prescription. I'm going to get, at least a month's worth. Then I'll go in for a visit. But it was as simple as that. And it was done. Okay. That is how incredibly accessible they are. That is how they feel about people in this city who have been with them for quite some time. You need that type of respect as well. And on top of it, you need your eyes checked. Just go to Shmunez Vision, 37 plus years worth of experience when it comes to surgery. That includes Dr. Catherine Shmunez and Dr. John Hunt. Check them out online. Also go to Instagram. get all of the testimonials. All right, we are absolutely packed. It is here, whether you are ready or not. Camp is here. When we come back, much more on what I saw today over at the Miller Electric Center, day one. We'll also get you ready for Albert Regis, who I caught up with after practice at 7 o'clock today. Jaguars.com senior writer John Osher will join us as well.
1010XL, perfect sports radio.
It was perfectly planned, but it was executed with Neolithic incompetence.
1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. 0% financing is back at Nimnick Chevrolet, but don't expect it to last. This is one of Chevrolet's most popular offers, and right now, qualified buyers can get 0% financing for 60 months on select Chevy Silverado 1500 trucks and Chevy Equinox SUVs. Take it from me, I know it. Nimnick is the best place to get cars and trucks. They treat you right. Visit nimnickchevy.com or head to Nimnick today. Where do you get the best prices and the best financing? That's easy. Nobody but Nimnick.
Tommy Mac here for Duval Glass and Mirror. You don't have to remodel your entire home to make a big impression. Sometimes all it takes is a beautiful frameless shower, a custom-cut mirror, or just replacing that fogged, cracked, or outdated glass that's been bothering you for years. Jacksonville homeowners trust Duval Glass and Mirror for expert craftsmanship, honest service, and flawless results. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote today. There's only one name for glass and mirror. It's Duval.
Take a radio boat ride with Captain Cabin on the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show. Wheeled in by the Pest Pros at Royal Pest Services and Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Thursday nights at 6
on 1010XL AM.
Southwest Greens is the OG of artificial turf in North Florida. Stop mowing and start chipping or putting or just relaxing with a beautiful backyard, maintenance free. Log on to southwestgreensofjacksonville.com to see what they can do to your backyard.
What's up, guys? It's official. The Dude Perfect Squad Games Tour is coming to a city near you. 22 cities across the U.S.,
including yours. Sunday, August 2nd in Jacksonville, Florida at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena.
A brand new tour, brand new battle, bigger and better than ever.
Dude Perfect in Jacksonville on August 2nd.
Squad Games is officially coming into arenas.
Tickets and information at dudeperfect.com/tour.
The two best words in sports, Game 7.
We have big rolls of carpet, hardwood too, laminate, tile, area rugs for you. At the Carpet Man, at the Carpet Man.
Our prices are low, 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 low.
At the Carpet Man, at the Carpet Man.
Don't delay, we'll put it in next day.
At the Carpet Man, at the Carpet Man. Y'all gonna see us now, you hear? At the Carpet Man, at the Carpet Man.
Visit one of our mega flooring stores or go to carpetman.biz or
call 838-6705. The Carpet Man.
Jaguars fans, grab your passport. Open and fund a new Everbank Performance account for your chance to win the Everbank London Getaway Experience. One winner gets round-trip airfare for two, 4 nights hotel, and 2 tickets to the Jags game in London this October. Start your journey today at everbank.com/London. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry period from 6/29 to 8/27/26. Get official rules and details at everbank.com/London Rules. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank N.A. Member FDIC.
Hey, it's Brent with Arcosa Crushed Concrete. If you've got concrete or asphalt rubble on your site, let me buy it from you, and I will recycle it into construction material for your future projects. Arcosa Crushed Concrete. Get paid for what you don't need.
Bueller.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal, what's the matter? I came right over.
It's my water, Jason. Smell this.
Yeesh.
That came out of my tap, Jason. I'm worried there's a lot more in there than just H and 2 and O.
Well, yeah. In Jacksonville, we have some of the hardest water in Florida. There's calcium carbonate in there and magnesium sulfate and...
I'm sorry, calcium... what now?
It's the same stuff that makes those cool stalactites in caves.
Well, it's making my shower all powdery, my tap's all crusty, and caves make me claustrophobic.
Put on these sunglasses.
Whoa.
Call Bueller Air and Plumbing. And our water treatment experts will do a free water quality test. We'll check for minerals, bacteria, anything that might make your water smelly or damage your plumbing or appliances.
And if it's bad, you can fix it?
Your glasses will come out cleaner, your shampoo will lather better.
I like a good lather, Jason.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Oh, such a funeral type song. Joni Mitchell, look her up, folks. Part of the, I don't know, folk, but real big with the counterculture, right? The hippie era. Anyway, she sang about clouds, and today, day one goes to the players by the benefits of the clouds. Nice touch there, Jared Justice. I mean, this song adds right to the tone of this show. The cure for insomnia. All right. Tonight's show brought to you by the Alexander Law Practice. We'll get there in just a minute. Jack Kaiser went down very early in teamwork. You hate to see it. Kind of got tangled up. And he tried to get up, could not. He walked off under, well, not necessarily under his own power. He was being helped. He wasn't carted off. Liam Cohen was asked about it after practice. An MRI tonight, I saw it listed, it was a right knee. I knew it was lower body. I didn't know if it was if he blew a tire, if it was an ankle. But I saw a report that said a right knee. We know Cole Van Landen not working. Okay. Chris Rodriguez. Now let's begin there. I asked Liam Cohen about it. He looks thick. Yeah, he looks like a guy that be interested to see what he's going to be like on first and second down. Third down snaps with Quinn Allen Jr. far and away led this team a year ago. And I after what we saw again with Tootin today, and I've been saying it forever, and not most of you, but a great deal of you disagree with me on this opinion, which is fine. And if you want to ask anything, let's get that out to you right now. 641-1010, text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. You can also watch us tonight on YouTube, 1010XL, into the night. Tootin was the best player on offense today. Rodriguez, I'm very interested in short yardage situations. I'm very interested, and I've seen all the data about what he does when it comes to yardage after contact. And again, it's not a huge sample size because he didn't get a ton of burn in DC, which the other side of that would be, well, that's good, isn't it? He's got a lot of mileage left on those tires. He hasn't taken, a ton of carries. We've seen it in this league all over the place. I mean, once you get to that certain point, does anyone drop faster than running backs in the NFL? I mean, just think about just look at some recent backs. Think of the way the career ended for Leonard Fournette. Think of the way the career ended for Dalvin Cook. Think of the way the career ended for LaMelo, Le'Veon Bell. Think of the way it ended for Todd Gurley. I mean, Chris Johnson had some issues right now. Wish him the best health-wise. But and that's just off the top of my head. More than any other position, it just seems like once you hit that, whatever the number is, as far as carries, that's it. And it's almost like, the air out of the balloon. And, there are exceptions, obviously, with Derrick Henry. But to me, that would be encouraging with Rodriguez is that he hasn't had a lot of carries. So I think that is a good thing. We watched him, and I put some of this up on Twitter, which you can go to as well, Ballou 1010XL. I put up video when media is allowed to put up video. Some have asked me about why didn't I post the Jalen climbing the ladder. Well, you can't post anything when it's team-related. Okay, maybe once in a while the Jaguars.com may have something, but we're not allowed to do that. And I totally respect the PR staff and what they want to do. They allow us to go out there and watch and be right on top of it. So that is a very good thing. But anyway, this is a huge surprise, not surprise, but this is a very good thing for the Jaguars. Again, last week I thought there was a real opportunity that he would be on the pup. Okay? He's not. The only one, as we know, is Cole Van Lannon. So no teamwork today, but some individual stuff, going through some drills, watched him take a couple of handoffs, and that was nice to see. Christian Braswell off to the side with a lower body. So there you go. One nick today, Jack Kaiser. Hopefully it's nothing that is too concerning, because if you look at position groups, that appears to be the weakest that the Jaguars have as far as overall depth. Okay? And, Ventrell Miller. And the guy looks like he's running downhill. It's just one of those deals today where I watched him where it almost felt as though he was being told what the play was before they snapped the ball, because he was always in the right positioning. Now, that was a problem for Lloyd. It wasn't last year under Anthony Campanelli's defense, but it was previously in his career under both former defensive coordinators, right? You just never knew what Devin Lloyd was going to do. Ventrell Miller, not the case. All over the place today. I thought Branson Combs, who I guess is in competition, and Combs was asked about him, bragged about his athleticism. Tell you what, folks, speed and athleticism all over the place in this football team. We really saw that come about a year ago with Antonio Johnson, who clearly became more comfortable as well with this new defensive scheme. But in a very, very, very short opportunity to see things today, one practice, that's it. Caleb Ransaw looks like he's going to be a big part of that. Again, I believe that is the deal with Jabbar Muhammad. And you got guys who are out right now. Braswell, Muhammad taking full advantage. He did during the offseason, during the workouts, and I thought he did again today during practice number 1 of training camp. All right, some other rookies. Cohen was asked about both rookie tight ends. And the question was asked about them working with the starters, where, I don't get into who's starting here, who's starting there, because Jaguars public relations and the football team as a whole, they don't want you doing that. Okay? But if the question is asked or phrased in a way that a coach speaks on it, then it's fair game. And Cohen did today, talking about, the 13 personnel, which right now, who is that 13 personnel, right? I mean, obviously it's going to be Brenton Strange. After that, I still would assume it is going to be Quentin Morris and then the rookie in Nate Borkircher. But both rookies, Tanner Koziol. Tanner Koziol, I interviewed during OTAs. I also believe I interviewed him during Jaguars rookie minicamp. Here's a guy who's 6'7", 250, who looks like he's 6'7", 220. Now, I say this in a positive way because he's got the body frame where he can put on a lot of weight as long as it doesn't have any effect on his speed. I watched everything that was out there that was viral on him. You look at his tape, all the balls he caught in college, and just how expanded that route tree was. He wasn't a one-trick pony where, you just said, run to the end zone, go to the back of the end zone, I'll throw it to you. This guy did everything. Middle of the field, sidelines. He didn't show a lot of separation in college. I thought he was actually more athletic over the summer than I expected him to be. But the question was asked to Cohen today, and he's aware of it. I asked him that question about, hey, people just say flat out, you can't block. People just, you can't play in this league, or when you do play in this league, everyone knows it's going to be a passing play because you can't block. Well aware of that. Now, I couldn't tell of any added weight, any added strength. That was not the case. And it's going to be tough to put on weight now, no doubt about it. With this, speaking of weight, and I mentioned it last month or 6 weeks ago, even though he was not technically involved in practices, very noticeable weight for Travis Hunter. Muscle, noticeable. Lower body, bigger. I said it last year at this time. I'd never seen a set of legs on an NFL player that were as small as Travis Hunter. And some people said to me, Devontae Smith. Okay, well, Devontae Smith, he's in Philly. I don't see him. Hunter's added. The upper body absolutely is noticeable, but I thought the lower body as well looks like it's more complete. So that is certainly encouraging. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that with the 2 rookie tight ends because they were involved today. I talked about the Lawrence pass overthrowing Koziola. That, that'll get fixed up. I'm not worried about that with Trevor Lawrence. Again, I think it's all going to come together for Trevor this year. Last year at this time, it was a struggle. You never really knew what to get. They weren't lining up the right way. They were jumping off sides. There were false starts. There was all types of problems. Remember the practice where they took 40 snaps? They did nothing but snap the ball and blow the whistle just to line up, just to be in the proper position, just to understand the cadence. Both the offensive line as well as coming out of the huddle and at the line of scrimmage from or in the shotgun with Trevor. I mean, it was a mess. That's not the case. He did miss Koziola today, but I think he's going to be okay. All right, a couple of other rookies that I need to mention. I keep thinking Jabbar Muhammad. He's technically a second-year guy. Okay? C.J. Williams, arguably the play of the day offensively. Sliding catch. I believe that was a Mullins ball, I believe. Okay? But it was good to see him. Josh Cameron. Okay? A nice grab from Nick Mullins. Showed some athleticism. And as a matter of fact, one play, we talked a lot about Travis Hunter climbing the ladder. Mullins to Cameron. Travis Hunter officially gets credit for a PBU. Well, the sideline, myself included, was like, no way. That's a PI. That's a pass interference on Travis Hunter. So, again, it's practice number 1. It's not the end of the world. I mean, these things are going to happen. And, of course, we remember the last pass interference on Travis Hunter. It cost them a game in Cincinnati against the Bengals. But, I also noticed Cameron returning kicks, which is hopefully something he can do. I hope at some point he's their future punt returner. I do. I just think Parker Washington, exclusively as your wide receiver is what I would like. Now, I'm sure there's no doubt about it. And talking with Heath Farwell over the summer, that's not going to be the plan. It's going to be Parker as your punt return guy. But if Bashal Tutin's your starter, I don't want him as a kick returner. I just don't. Good to see Josh Cameron back there a little bit earlier today. All right. When we come back, I'm going to tell you about the Alexander Law practice. I'm also going to bring in Albert Regis. Okay, very interesting young man. Really enjoyed the conversation with him. He is he's interesting. He was, I believe, born, right on the cusp of the Caribbean and then made the way here to the States. He stayed at A&M for all 5 years. Just think about how rare that is nowadays in college football. He was a 2-year starter at A&M. He's considered ferocious against the run, but really can't give you much at all as far as creating some push with a pass rush. Anyway, what a joy. And his story about his daughter was one that, I wasn't aware of until I looked at it last night, knowing that I was going to talk to them today. I think you'll enjoy hearing from number 98 on your roster of the Jacksonville Jaguars. That is rookie Albert Regis.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
Hey, I'm Matt Lennon with AB Signs. If you own a business but your vehicle, your storefront, or job sites aren't promoting that name, who's getting your next customer? At AB Signs, we'll help your business stand out with custom vehicle graphics, signs, banners, and decals. Whether you're starting new or upgrading your image, we'll make sure your business gets noticed. Before you order from an online merchant, call local. Call Matt at AB Signs, and let's put your business to work.
Whether you're undertaking a major home renovation or just a simple repair request, American Electrical is your 5-star Jacksonville-based electrician to get the work done right. Experienced design building department working seamlessly with their electrical contracting department to help you create beautiful lighting spaces and electrical plans that make your house flow. And remember, with American Electrical, it's wired right at a fair price. Call American Electric at 737-7770. Look for that red, white, and blue eagle on the side of their truck, and you'll know it's American Electrical.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative, letting you know that Hardball now offers web stores, so your employees can order their own branded gear, and you have more time for Wordle. Check it out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Ballou here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
I'm U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy. We all get distracted when we drive, whether it's from our phones or kids in the backseat bickering. But how we handle these distractions can be a matter of life or death. Before you get on the road for your next road trip, please put your phones on silent and take a mental note to focus on driving.
Paid for by NHTSA.
Hey, Googans, Hicken here. You want to win wings from Mr. Chubby's or tacos from Taco Lou? How about some chocolate from Peterbook? All we need you to do is tell us more about you by filling out the 1010 listener survey at 1010XL.com. What kind of vehicles do you drive? Are you a business owner? What part of 1010XL do you like the most? We want to get to know you better so we can serve you better. Go to 1010XL.com, fill out the survey, and you could be a winner.
Transmission troubles? I'm Robin Sidbury, owner of Action Transmission Specialist on Merrill Road. So come in and see how we can help solve your transmission troubles. We service all makes and models. Remember, get traction. Call Action at 744-0755.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. 1010XL. To the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, Albert Regis in 1 minute. Right now, Gilmore and Waters and Mason and Wright. The late Richard Wright. 50-22, and I love this. I mean, I'm actually getting in with this before Regis because I love it. I love it. I live for it. I wouldn't have it any other way. It's called Sensitive Jaguars Fans. Enter the 50-22 who coined Why Not Blue? As in Vita Blue. As in Blue Crab House. As in Blue States. Why not Blue? It's the first practice of training camp. Everyone knows the defense is always ahead of the offense. In the beginning, these guys got to get back into the rhythm offensively, a rhythm game as well. As it is anything else, give Lawrence a break. Jesus. All right. There you go. Sensitivity. How dare I be honest? How dare that I come out and say that his balls were high today, that he overthrew wide receivers and tight ends today. I have been bragging about Trevor Lawrence all offseason when he performed very well during OTAs and minicamp. I also am forecasting that he's going to take this to such a level this year that he's going to have a passer rating of over 100. Yours truly. Today was not a good day. It's not the end of the world. But what it is honest observation. Sensitive Jaguars fans. It's not always going to be perfect. There's going to be mistakes that are made. How am I ripping this guy? I look at my Twitter feed. I said the overthrow, and people are like, Ballou's crushing them. We have no chance this year. One guy's like, I hate play-by-play from the media. I mean, why even post this? I mean, do you only want me to tell you what's good? Unbelievable. But don't change. I love it. I do. I love it from you. I love it. I love it. We all love it. We do. Albert Regis, ladies and gentlemen, third-round draft pick out of Texas A&M after practice number 1, and it was a hot one. I caught up with him immediately following practice.
Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
All right, day 1 in the books, Miller Electric Center training camp here with Albert Regis. Overall, how did day 1 go for you?
A good first day 1, you know. Just happy to be back on the grass with all the guys and build that brotherhood and the foundation for a great season up to come.
How hard is it getting used to the humidity here? Granted, today you had some cloud cover, but I mean, you spent 5 years at A&M. It's certainly hot there. What's the difference between the two?
You know, coming from a Caribbean family where I'm used to humidity, and then growing up in LaPorte, Southeast Houston, right by the Gulf. I mean, every day we lived in humidity. The Gulf was right there, so it's like LaPorte was constantly covered in humidity. I say the only difference between here and Texas gets hotter, but it's way more humid here. So it just feels like you're walking through a cloud of water every second of the day. But honestly, it's not that much different. I ain't gonna lie. Like, it's pretty easy to get used to.
It's almost unusual that you spent your entire career at one place, including a red shirt. You spent 5 years in College Station. That's just different from the norm nowadays with all the transfers. Did that come into play when you talked to the Jaguars? Did they have any specific question as to why you didn't go elsewhere, or why you just felt comfortable with those 5 years at A&M?
Really, I can't remember if they asked. I'm not gonna lie. A bunch of people asked me about it.
Yep.
And every time I do remember, I just said I trust the process more than leaving. And I always thought to myself, you know, if you leave, your problem's still gonna be with you. The only thing that changes is the university you represent and the colors on your jersey, but everything else stays the same. So I trusted the process, and I knew God wanted me. God wouldn't have, if it was really something that God wanted me to do, He would have told me. And I knew A&M was the place for me to be, because I mean, there's no better competition than the SEC in my personal opinion. No disrespect to any other conference out there. Never really played in any of them, so I couldn't tell you. But it was just like, you know, I just knew, like, if I wanted to get to where I wanted to be, which is here, I knew A&M was the best path for me and the best way for me to brand and represent myself in this game.
Real good opportunity for you. Has that sunk in yet as a rookie? Expectations? Rookies played a year ago here. They play now in the NFL. There is a spot available, you know, in that rotation inside a defensive tackle. What are your thoughts on that?
Honestly, I don't even think about it, because expectations are something that expectations are funny, because we put expectations on a lot of things, and then when they don't live to our expectations, keyword "are," then we're like, oh, that was terrible. And it was like, no, you put such high expectations that it was terrible because it didn't live up to what you wanted it to be. And for me, if it's in God's plan and He wakes me up every morning to bring me out here to represent myself and give myself an opportunity, I will do everything I can to take full advantage of it. So I don't look into all that rotation. I mean, everybody's fighting for a spot. Even the guys who played still fight for their spot. So all I care about is just fighting for mine.
When I knew I was going to talk with you, I looked up a few things, and I was unaware of this even the last time I talked to you after the draft, but Your 1-year-old daughter actually picked the Jaguars Cup. She crawled to it, and then you were drafted by them not too long later?
Yes, sir. That's correct. Yeah. She did it 3 separate times. You know, it was a surreal thing. And then we prayed over it, and we were like, God, can we have a sign? Woke up morning of day 2. She did that. And we were like, okay, like interesting, right? But it was like, okay, you know, we're like, maybe that's a sign from God, but we're like, maybe it's not, because, you know, kids are kids. And then when we got that phone call, it was just like, okay, God, like, we weren't doubting you, because it was definitely a sign.
All right, I didn't have a roster in front of me last night because it's updated, but I went to ESPN, and he was listed at 6'1", 297 at A&M. And I was like, there's no way. There's no way after seeing him in camp. Jaguars official roster, he's up to 317. That looks more like what is really going on. Tell you what, I hope he can play. What a really likable young man. And his wife and baby were there after practice today. I didn't get an opportunity to go anywhere near him, not as though I would have anyway. It's their personal one-on-one time. I was with Liam Cohen listening to his press conference, then Trevor Lawrence listening to his press conference. But I really believe that this is a guy, if he can play, fans are going to love him. They really are. And I don't want to overdo it. I don't. I mean, I can think of Kayvon Chason just killing it in interviews and being so infectious. And Kayvon did nothing here but eat and go to the bathroom, okay? Unbelievable personality, just couldn't play. He's gotten better since, but that's just one example that comes to mind. All right, Alexander Law practice. Bottom line, if you've been injured, contact Rick Alexander. Injured in a car accident, your car's totaled, you need to see a doctor no matter what it may be. There is no retainer fee, no consultation fee. You'll never come out of pocket, regardless of what it is that you are concerned about, and you're all alone. You're not anymore. Call the Alexander Law Practice. Better yet, check them out online. Again, you're never coming out of pocket. Nothing as far as a retainer fee, consultation, anything at all. Go to the Alexander Law Practice.
Share your life with 1010XL. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
Oh, wait. I'm going to take a picture and post it on Facebook. What? Hashtag
1010XL.
I'm Alan Tyre with Trust Line Mortgage. My business partners Bill Pappas and Ken Rimley want to thank all the top real estate agents and builders who refer us business every day. Thinking about buying or building a new home? At Trust Line Mortgage, we're here to make the mortgage process simple, clear, and stress-free. That's why First Coast residents have trusted us for more than 37 years. Since 1989, Trust Line Mortgage has been your local mortgage company dedicated to personal service. Real people, real conversations, and real solutions. Whether you're looking for a conventional, VA, FHA, or construction loan, Trustline Mortgage brings over 4 decades of experience to help you. And did I mention we offer the most competitive jumbo rates in Florida? If you're ready to buy, build, refinance, or simply explore your options, call Trustline Mortgage today at 904-381-LOAN or visit our website at trustlinemortgage.com. Trust your instincts and follow the line to Trustline Mortgage.
Trustline Mortgage, NMLS 331480. Alan Tyre, NMLS 246490. Bill Pappas, NMLS 218443. Ken Remley, NMLS 246445.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Jaguars fans, grab your passport. Open and fund a new Everbank performance account for your chance to win the Everbank London Getaway Experience. One winner gets round-trip airfare for 2, 4 nights hotel, and 2 tickets to the Jags game in London this October. Start your journey today at everbank.com/London. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry period from 6/29 to 8/27/26. Get official rules and details at everbank.com/London Rules. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank NA, member FDIC.
Celebrate the month of July with Zero Res and get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $129 and take $75 off air duct cleaning as well. Hickett here. Book online at ZeroResJacksonville.com. Take advantage of the savings.
Brian Wall here. Would you take your paycheck, go to the bank, cash it, and then simply throw it up in the air? I didn't think so. But in a way, over the years, that is exactly what you're doing if you have old or builder-grade windows in your home. Even if you have a brand new home, those windows are not the best windows you can have to save on your energy bills. Window World has sold millions of replacement windows to homeowners like you, and Window World's customer satisfaction is the highest in the business. Please check Window World out yourself and save on your new windows and on your energy bills. Compare with other companies and you'll see Window World is simply the best for less. It's up to you. You can call Window World and get a free estimate, get the best guarantee in the window replacement business, save money on your new windows, and save more on your energy bills. Call Window World today at 904-443-7001 or go online to windowworldneflorida.com. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Rock the Country, a festival for the people. Coming to the Florida Horse Park in Ocala, Florida, August 28th and 29th, 2026, with Brooks and Dunn and Blake Shelton, John Party, plus Lauren Alina, Shenandoah, Mark Chestnut, and many more. Get your tickets now at rockthecountry.com.
Tired of changing out bad sod year after year? Get it done right with Roundtree Sod. Big or small, they have it, and always supplied farm fresh. For a lush, legendary green lawn, call 7414-SOD for a free estimate. 7414-SOD.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
My goodness, I just looked at this. The Tigers blew a 7-0 lead. Maybe the final start for Scooball in Detroit. Again, he was up 7-0, and I checked. Ends going 6 2/3, 4 hits, 3 runs. The bullpen, they give up 7 runs. They lose to Baltimore 10-9. So, as we get closer to the deadline, very early next week, actually over the week, I believe it's Monday, the 3rd. All these big names, it doesn't feel like too many are going to be moved, right? Scooball, maybe Lindor, Miller, Mason Miller, a great closer, Byron Burks, Buxton in Minnesota, who always gets hurt, but don't know. Kind of a bizarre year where there still appears to be more buyers than sellers. So anyway, I apologize to you for those of you who are upset that I took 30 seconds out to talk Major League Baseball. A lot of good stuff going on today, though. Huh? Jaguars. Kind of a interesting back and forth on news channels that went on a little bit earlier today. I'm not going to mention any of that stuff. Not going to do it. But my gosh, what was that? And then, of course, a lot of day baseball. So some good things happening. All right, let's get you ready for John Osher, ladies and gentlemen. What did he see today? What did the Ozone see today during Jaguars practice number 1? Again, if you're joining us for the first time, we understand that's the way it works in radio. People come and they go. Today, they work for 90 minutes, 8:30 to 10. Tomorrow, they'll increase that by 15 minutes to 10:15. Then on Friday, they'll go to 10:30. Off Saturday, back at it Sunday. Monday, pads on for the Jaguars. First time. And I know a lot of people really believe that you can't tell all that much until that is the case. And I think that's fair. There's being in shape. There's being in football shape. And even with the pads on, it's not like it once was where it was incredibly physical. I mean, I'm old enough, John Osher's old enough, that we remember Tom Coughlin practices. the physicality, the running of the gassers at the end of it. No, I mean, the league has changed. Everything has changed. And I still think you get a better idea, though, particularly with those shoulder pads on. So, we'll see if they go spiders on Monday, if they go full pads. I believe it is going to, in fact, be full pads. We will see. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get to John Osher right now at 7 o'clock, and let's get you involved. A couple of ways you can join us. YouTube, 1010XL into the night. Also, our text line is 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures.
They're not typical.
Women don't like football.
These ladies love it, and they just might know more about it than you do.
You're right. He was out of line.
Lauren Brooks and Taylor Dahl. Afternoons 2 to 4.
Thank you for clearing that up.
On 1010XL.
The doctors at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists have resolved my hip and foot issues, and I'm back to training for the 2028 Olympics in LA. This is Garrett Scantley, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is David Garrard. Following my knee surgeries and recovery, I'm continuing to feel great and would recommend Southeast Orthopedic to anyone who's experiencing orthopedic pain.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Lauren Brooks here. If you're like most of us at 1010XL, you have a long list of things you want to get done around the house before football season begins. Do yourself a favor and make an appointment today to check out Closets by Design's new showroom on Phillips Highway, especially the incredible garage. Closets by Design can help turn any garage into a custom organized space. Call 904-878-9393 to schedule your free in-home design consultation and get 40% off plus an additional 15% off and free installation, or online closetsbydesign.com.
Listen to whatever you like, whenever you want.
I like this.
1010XL on demand. Ad-free shows after the live shows end. Channeled by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning. Search where you find podcasts.
Nothing says all-American like a great meal and a great deal. MyGate Rewards members. Grab any roller grill favorite, Lay's brand chips, and an ice-cold Pepsi or Gatorade, all for just $5.50. The all-American meal deal only at Gate. See store for details.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey, I'll be home in about 10 minutes. Actually, make it 8.
Hey, Mom. Yep, I'm walking home now. Mom, I'm trying to cross, but I don't think this driver sees me. No, they're driving too fast. Mom!
Speeding catches up with you. Early, on time, a little late, just get there safely. A message from the Florida Department of Transportation's Target Zero initiative.
Not everyone is built for a cubicle. At Local 234, apprentices get paid to learn hands-on skills like plumbing, pipe fitting, HVAC, the stuff Jacksonville runs on. No endless lectures, no massive student debt, just hands-on training, real jobs, and real pay. This is how you level up, by doing work that actually matters. Check them out at UA234.com. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Local 234. Make the right connection.
Instant Keys is turning 25. A quarter century of saving the day when your keys mysteriously vanish. Seriously, it was just in my pocket. Or when that remote fob decides to quit working.
The dealership is such a hassle.
For 25 years, Instant Keys has been the go-to locksmith service for car keys, house keys, transponders, re-keys, and even high-tech smart locks. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you for honest, professional locksmith service. Use Instant Keys.
I used to feel anxious every time I needed a dentist. Long waits, surprise bills, it was exhausting, especially as a busy mom. After searching for a dentist I can trust, I found Harbor Dental Care. They got me in right away, treated me with kindness, and helped me set up a payment plan that fit my family's budget. If you want a dental home you can trust, book your visit at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
Looking for a real career with great pay and full benefits? Prosser here for Julington Creek Pest Control. As a growing, family-owned company that cares about its employees, they're hiring lawn technicians in the Jacksonville area. No experience required. This is a salaried position with top industry pay, full benefits, a 401k match, and paid training. Apply today at JulingtonCreekPestControl.com. Julington Creek Pest Control, our family serving yours since 1984.
Equal opportunity employer.
For every special occasion, Kuhn Flowers can deliver a beautiful floral arrangement with a click, a call, or a visit to one of their beautiful showrooms. High Flying Jacko here. When you need to show someone you love, choose Kuhn Flowers.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
All right, John Osher, our guest, each and every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. Senior writer, Jaguars.com. Johnny, how are you?
Good, Rick. How are you?
I'm outstanding. Some cloud cover today. Not nearly as hot as it could have been. Still toasty, but not as bad as it will get.
Yeah, it's going to get worse. But that's part of training camp in Jacksonville, and as people might know, it's so much better than it used to be because we have a good chance that it's shade over on the sideline these days. So,
yeah.
You'll never hear me complain anymore about training camp weather because at least I know it's not the old ones where there was no chance at any cover. So,
yeah, and
we're going.
And you're on the other side of Cohen and Lawrence. I was on the side where that door opens, man, and it almost gets chilled. I'm like, my goodness, man, anyone have a sweater? That AC was barreling out there. It was outstanding today. Okay. So much for the ramp up for Travis Hunter. My goodness, man, both sides of the football really involved with everything that they did today.
Yeah, and it was not unexpected. I think they're over the course of a few weeks. My guess is they'll be smart, meaning, if I don't know that he'll get maximum play every day because you want to see how he responds to something like today. I don't know that for sure, but it just seems logical. Usually a guy coming off a knee. But, there's so much, Rick, when you talk about Travis, there's so much that is sort of in the water and in the air, what people assume is going to happen with him. That's a lot different from what I think they're actually planning to do. Meaning everybody early this offseason was, well, he's going to play defense and no offense. And there's always so much wrong and assumptive about him that I think that's going to be what's really interesting in training camp is to finally get a chance to really see what they're thinking. And again, everything I've heard about what they're thinking is that it's full-time, full board defense, but a lot more offense than a lot of the naysayers might think.
Mm-hmm. And it's so obvious by just watching him that he wants to be out there every play. I mean, if they ask him, he's going to say more and more and more. I think that's going to be a big part of this process as well as, taking reps away because they want to do it that way so they don't overwork them. And, again, how he's going to handle that because, again, he'd love to be out there every play.
Yeah, the theme with him from day one has been, look, there's a conventional wisdom that you have to protect him from himself because he's always going to want to go. He's going to want to be out there, and he's always been able to do that and still can. But can the still can part in the NFL? Can you hold up over the course of an entire season? Going as hard as he wants to go, which is 100% every play.
Mm-hmm.
Their instinct is going to be to try to protect him from himself until he shows that he doesn't need that. So I think that's the balance. And Liam talked today about giving a lot of credit to Jay Kaiser and a lot of people inside the building who are setting up his plan. It's really hard to set up that plan because there's no template for it. It's never been done.
Mm-hmm.
It's different, or he wouldn't be doing it. So how do you know how to protect him? I think they're going to continue doing that in real time. But Rick, it's almost like people forget about Travis Hunter somehow, even though they keep talking about him. I think people think, well, we saw what he was last year. He's going to play half the season. And he's not going to be able to make it, and he's not going to have the impact that people want. That's still the storyline to me. If he's as dynamic offensively and gives you, 8 touchdowns, 1 touchdown every 2 games, he can really matter offensively in a way that changes the narrative on this team. And it was already a good offense.
Wow. 8 touchdowns, man. That'd be impressive. Yeah, no question about it. John Osher, our guest, senior writer, Jaguars.com. Training camp day 1 in the books. Back out there at 8:30 at the Miller Electric Center on Thursday. All right, let's get to some good and bad. We'll begin with the bad, and it's not a surprise. Cole Van Lannon not able to get out there. You got about 6 weeks. Realistically, what do you hear? What do you believe September 13th against Cleveland?
Yeah, I think there's a really good chance that he's going to play, and it'll be a storyline. I think it'll be close. If he's not ready, then I'll put it this way: I haven't heard September 13th, yay or nay, right?
Mm-hmm.
But everything I'm hearing is that they don't think it's going to be very deep into the season, and that there's definitely a shot for the opener. With the ACL, I mean, with that knee injury, a lot of it is, okay, let's get him out there, see how he responds, see how he reacts. You've got to test it first. So a lot of it's unknown, but in no way do I think the season opener is off the table. And I think we talked about it last week. You got to remember with PUP, sometimes people aren't quite sure what PUP is, and they hear PUP at the beginning of the season and remember that you're out an automatic 4 weeks. And think, oh my goodness, PUP is really serious. PUP at the start of training camp is just a preventative measure of, if you can't practice the first day, you may as well be on PUP,
right?
Because then if something happens, they can put you on it for the season. But in no way does PUP mean that they think this is a 4-week deal before he can come back.
Yeah. And the good is the return of Chris Rodriguez Jr. Some individual drills today. We watched him take handoffs, not involved in any teamwork, but I honestly thought last week there was a chance that maybe he could be on the PUP. So this is some good news for Jaguars fans.
Yeah, and I love the way Liam is honest about talking about some things, right? And every time he's asked to evaluate a running back or to evaluate linebackers, he always very quickly says, well, we'll find out when they hit.
Mm-hmm.
So he's always very consistent about that. And that's when they want Rodriguez ready, is it's okay to ramp him up slow. You're not going to get any idea from him until they start hitting anyway, because all running backs are like that. He's really like that. I'd be surprised if he's not working in team, full go, the whole thing, by the time they play the first padded practice, joint practice with the Saints is in about 17 or 18 days, if my math is right.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be surprised if he's not up and running full whatever it is by then.
Wow. Yeah. And that would certainly be encouraging. Okay, let's wrap up with this. I thought Bashal Tutin was the best offensive player today. I thought the defense, won the day. Give us a couple of things that stood out for you earlier this morning.
Well, CJ, a wide receiver, rookie CJ Williams looked, I thought, really good. He's looked good so far, meaning in the off season. They like him. If you can get some young wide receiver going to complement the 5 or the 4, I think that's really important. He's looked good. Parker Washington and Brenton Strange, everybody knows they were 2 of your best players last year. Feels like they are again. And, the offense was not what they wanted to be starting off. Liam's never going to be in a great mood when that's the case. But they're so far ahead of where they were last season offensively. And once they get some rhythm down, this Jaguars offense with Travis coming into it, how much better did it get at the end of last season? I think you're going to see it continue to progress. And, it can be scary if Travis Hunter's the real deal.
Yeah, no doubt. I am with you. Yeah.
And that's so that's so easy to say. But then when you really think about what he could mean and the strain that he can put on an already functioning offense, his offense was top 7 or 8 last year already.
Yeah.
So where does it go from there?
We will see. Make sure you read everything from John Osher and his staff at the Jaguars.com, whether it's the Ozone, Camp Servations, and everything else. Make sure you go to Jaguars.com. Hydration, Johnny. I'll see you in the morning.
Rick, thanks, buddy.
There he goes. Good stuff, John Osher. And, I just pulled up the schedule again. You realize tonight's the 29th. Happy birthday to my brother. Tomorrow's the 30th. Happy birthday to my dad listening in heaven. Friday is the final day of July. Okay. Then you've got 15 days until preseason game number 1. I mean, it's training camp. I know it's long and I know it's tiresome for many. Okay, I happen to love it. Okay, to me, this is just what it's all about. But you have that game at 4 o'clock on Saturday, August 15th. So you got 2 days left. You got 17 days until you actually see the Jaguars play a game. Think about that for a second. They don't even have pads on yet. They're going to practice tomorrow and Friday with no pads, off Saturday, Sunday with no pads. So that's 4 more days. And then they'll put them on Monday. So there's not going to be, a lot of physicality or stuff along those lines in pads up until they practice against New Orleans. If you do not know, they're practicing one date in New Orleans. They're practicing here one day against Carolina the week after. Then they're practicing here for 2 days over at the Miller Electric Center before Tampa Bay comes in on Friday, August 28th. All right, it's your time, your questions. Go ahead and fire them off. 2 ways to join us. The text line is 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Also on YouTube, go to 1010XL Into the Night.
Your sports superstore.
Where's your ID?
1010XL.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
Hey, Tony here from Tony D's New York Pizza. No time for lunch? I get it. Walk in, check out our lunch specials, and you're back out in minutes. Fast, hot, fresh, and ready to go. Tony D's New York Pizza. Quick, easy, and always fresh. Bay Meadows and $2.95.
Make Capital Glass and Shower Doors your premier choice for top-quality glass solutions. With over 40 years of expertise, their team specializes in commercial and residential projects. From elegant shower doors to modern frameless enclosures, they've got you covered. But that's not all. They also offer glass railing systems, glass wine cabinets, and much more. For unmatched quality and service, choose Capital Glass and Shower Doors. Your vision, their expertise. Visit online at capcoglass.com.
I'm U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy. We all get distracted when we drive, whether it's from our phones or kids in the backseat bickering. But how we handle these distractions can be a matter of life or death. Before you get on the road for your next road trip, please put your phones on silent and take a mental note to focus on driving.
Paid for by NHTSA.
Ace Carline here for Atlantic Infinity, and yes, I'm still loving my new QX60. Right now, you can lease one or lock in just 1.9% financing for 60 months, and every new Infinity comes with the Atlantic Infinity Promise. That's over $7,000 in added value. That's one of many reasons why I bought mine there. No pressure, no games, just a great experience. Make your next ride an Infinity from Atlantic Infinity. Visit AtlanticInfinity.com or the showroom near Atlantic and St. John's Bluff.
Tom McManus here for Armstrong Fence Company, a locally owned First Coast business for nearly 20 years. Hurricane season is here. Don't wait for the first storm warning. Your fence is your first line of defense. Loose boards, weak posts, or damage can turn into big problems when high winds come around. Armstrong Fence Company handles repairs and builds from stadiums to backyards. Get a pre-storm fence check today. Call Armstrong Fence Company or search online. Armstrong Fence Company. Yeah, We did the fence.
Feel a vibration in your steering wheel at highway speeds? That's not something to ignore, and a standard tire balance might not fix it. At G&H Tires and Service, they offer Road Force Balancing, an advanced system that simulates how your tire actually performs on the road to detect hidden issues. It goes beyond traditional balancing to reduce vibration, improve handling, and extend the life of your tires. Newer vehicles, especially with low-profile tires, demand this level of precision. Drive smoother. G&H Tires and Service on Beach Boulevard, where your ride gets dialed in right.
Hunting season in Northeast Florida is just around the corner, and Green Acres Sporting Goods has been serving Jacksonville hunters for over 55 years. And right now, you can lock in a summer deal on an AR-style 12-gauge shotgun for just $299. And while you're there, check out the largest archery pro shop in Northeast Florida and test shoot the newest bows by Hoyt and Matthews. Shop today at Green Acres Sporting Goods.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin. Who can you count on? Count on Catlin. For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
I saw the Westies last night. I guess it's going to be a series. It was okay. Seems like they stole a little bit from State of Grace, which I think is one of the greatest and perhaps the most underrated mafia movie of all time. Ed Harris, Gary Oldman plays his crazy brother. But this goes right to Hell's Kitchen. It's about Jimmy Coonan and Mickey Featherstone, and I imagine they'll bring in Mickey Spillane and all that. I thought it was okay. But now the book by T.J. English, arguably my all-time favorite mafia book. Now, there's only been a few written on the mafia that is Irish. There's been so much on the Italian. You know, it's all about Whitey Bulger and the Hill Street Gang in Boston. And then there's the Westies here. Westies at a small part of the city. The 5 families, Italian, controlled everything. The Westies, though, were, how do I want to say this? Because I'm Irish. They didn't think things out all that much. Little tip for you. I don't give advice, but if someone owes you money and you knock them off, you're never going to get paid. The Italian mafia very rarely did that. Now, they break bones. They do all that type of stuff. But what did that give them? Money, eventually. So I'll give it a shot. We'll see. Some pretty good character actors. What's it? J.K. Simmons, maybe, from Oz.
Okay, that's
bald-headed guy from Oz who had the eyes in the back of his head.
Yeah, J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons, thank you.
He's also known as a voiceover artist for children's cartoons.
Well, there you go. Oz was sensational. I mean, behind only The Sopranos and the Wire, I think I put Oz in. I love that series. I mean, that was enough for me to say, Ballou, you should have one goal remaining in your life. And this was like 20 years ago. Stay out of jail. Anything outside of that is a success, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, let me know if you've seen it. The book is absolutely spectacular, though. It really is. Crazy Hell's Kitchen. I went to Hell's Kitchen. We wasted a whole day there. I didn't waste it. I loved it because all the Irish bars. But it's really changed from the 70s and into the 80s, where the Irish Mafia was there. I went with my girlfriend. We saw U2 for a couple of nights. Then I flew out to first thing Monday morning to Pinehurst for the ACC meetings. And it's almost like Fenway or right behind Wrigley, where most of it has now become gay. So even these Irish bars, which at one point would never, ever happen with the Irish flag, you see the rainbow flags or whatever it may be. I was not aware of that when I went, and this was probably, I don't know, 10 years ago. It had to have been 10, 11 years ago. So it has changed. And there you have it. That was a surprise. Last night's show was okay. John Oshert has told us, thinks there's a really good chance that Cole Van Lannon is ready by September 13th. That's the first time I've heard that. There's been speculation. There's been opinion. There hasn't been anything stated like that. And I'm not saying that John is deeply sourced, which he is. And I'm not saying that he has inside information, which he has. But that sounded promising to me. It really did. And yeah, I just don't know what to make out of Walker Little. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Patrick McCarry, and again, I don't want to get in the first team, second team, and all that type of stuff. But it feels like with McCarry, he's not getting, and it'll be interesting to see if this changes, as much burn as other offensive linemen. That Wyatt Milam is getting somewhat of an opportunity there. And I don't know if that's because he had the real bad back a year ago. I remember he couldn't finish against Buffalo. Remember he got nicked up, I think, against Tennessee and even the week prior to that. But it just makes you wonder what's going on with that offensive line. I mean, right now, I would say question marks at left tackle and right guard. I still absolutely think McCarry's the right guard. But for how long? I think it's a real interesting question. 8143, Ballou, odd question. And maybe I've just never noticed, but Trevor looks noticeably bigger, stronger in his legs to me. Also, the Meade injury sucks, but go Bo sucks. How about that? They give up a young lefty and Connor Early. They bring in Meade, Curtis Meade. The guy gets one at bat for the Red Sox. And he gets plunked in the hand and fractures a wrist. One at bat. They gave up a 23-year-old left-hander. The guy I watched pitch when I was there like 6 weeks ago against Dylan Cease in Toronto. He does look bigger. Trevor, it's been a gradual process. You go back and look at Trevor when he got here out of Clemson and look at him now, there's no doubt. Absolutely. Thicker. And, he can take a hit. I thought it was a very interesting year for Trevor Lawrence where he became a smarter football player. You go back 2 years ago before the injury, Trevor tried to make plays and he fumbled the ball too much. Trevor also took way too many hits. We all know about the Aziz situation, but I'm just talking about in general. Last year, I thought he did a really good job of finding the stick and getting a first down. Finding the chains and getting and run out of bounds. No one wants to see Trevor Lawrence take a hit. You're going to get sacked. Outside of that, which you don't want to see, but that's inevitable. It's another thing to take hits in open space when you're running the football. And he's got to get out of bounds. 0602, Ballou, do any teams go away for camp anymore? Is that against the CBA? Not that they be as demanding as Tom Cobb. It's a very good question. I don't believe so. I think everyone works relatively close to home. I don't believe it's against the CBA. Sometimes it makes a lot of sense to get people away from the family, to be football full-time. I'm not even aware. I haven't asked. I mean, under the Coughlin regime, during camp, they were in a hotel. They weren't going back to their own beds. Good question, but I don't believe that is the case. 84-46, Ballou, should Travis Hunter play in preseason games after being in full contact practices and cross-team scrimmages? I wouldn't play him. I wouldn't. Now, coaches typically, the way that they're wired is that he should play. I wouldn't play him. I'd barely practice him. I would. I'd do individual drills. If they, I don't know how they're going to work these scrimmages. I do, if they're going one-on-one against wide receivers, I do all that. I do some 7-on-7, and maybe in some situations like that, they may say, okay, you're not at the liberty to rock a wide receiver or tight end in this particular drill. I don't know. I mean, both coaches have to agree. Absolutely, I expect them to go live, whether it's goal line or just, team offense against team defense. You expect that. And I think Hunter is going to get a little bit of an opportunity there. Maybe not as much as people believe, but then again, he practiced much more today than I thought he would. If I had to bet on this, I'd say he does play in one of the 3 preseason games. I wouldn't play him at all. I just wouldn't. Someone to see, the Cowboys, don't they work out in California? You know what, 27-21, I think you are correct that the Cowboys go to Cali, if I remember correctly, and I appreciate you bringing it in. 75-12, Blue Oz is a highly underrated way. Better than Prison Break. Let the fans know. I never watched Prison Break. Am I missing out? I never watched. You watch it?
I mean, I've seen parts of it, but it's also you're comparing a show that was on HBO to one that was on like network television. So you can't really show the real horrors of prison on Fox at 7 p.m. on a Tuesday.
Well, nowadays, who knows? Nowadays, it's kind of crazy, but I get your point. Yeah, I just mentioned Hell's Kitchen and the Westies. Not Prison Break, but a song on a jukebox there is absolutely going to be Thin Lizzy's Jailbreak. No doubt about it. The original Irish band from Dublin. I don't want to get into that. You don't get that. Travis Hunter jump like Bob Sura. Bobby Sura 0508. Sura had hops. He was only recruited by Duquesne University out of Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. And then Pat Kennedy said, come on down here to God's country. 76-26. Boy, that's back when I really cared about Florida State athletics, man. That backfield with Sammy Cassell and Charlie Ward. And then, who's the kid out of here who's so good? Collins. What a great basketball player he was, Collins. James Collins. And Douglas Edwards came in, big boys inside. Edwards made it to the NBA as well. Ballou, Jags are on sticky grass. That they are. No doubt about it. 0333. Ballou, everyone has state-of-the-art training facilities now. That's probably why teams don't travel for camp nowadays. Yeah, and there's 2 schools of thought. Family's important. Being a player's coach is important. Again, there was some families at practice today. I talked about Albert Regis, who I interviewed. His wife was there, and their young child was there. There were days where that was never going to happen. Now, we've watched everything change. I understand getting away. It's only business. It's only football. You get back to your family once a regular season begins. But I think now that could be a detriment. I mean, everything goes into why you want to sign with the club in free agency. I'm sure it's not a huge factor, but if you go there, you're going away, you're in a hotel, you're nowhere near your home, you're nowhere near your family, you can't see them for basically a month. I don't know. it could apply. Now, there are some things that I don't get. For instance, my alma mater, Florida State, they're coming back over here to UNF. Why? Why would you come to UNF? You can't win on the road. Why go on the road? Well, Mike Norvell's been asked that question before. I may even have been the one who asked him. I don't remember. He wants to make his players uncomfortable. Well, you suck at recruiting. You don't have good players. This isn't helping you. You can't win away from Tallahassee. Why punish them by sticking them in a summer dorm room on a 2-inch cot where they could be in their plush apartment and everything that they have nowadays? I mean, the Burt Reynolds apartment is no longer. That has been bulldozered over. So there are some things that are just freaking stupid like that. Oh, and there'll be no media access. I got news for you, Mike Norvell. The media was there when you won 19 straight. It's not the media's fault that you can't coach. It's not the media's fault that you can't recruit.
Some people call it X.
What?
Some still call it Twitter.
Okay, I got it.
Whatever you call it, it's the best place for up-to-the-minute Jags coverage from 1010XL.
Ballou here for Spunez Vision. Why Spunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Spunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Spunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Spunez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SpunezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Looking for a real career with great pay and full benefits? Prosser here for Julington Creek Pest Control. As a growing, family-owned company that cares about its employees, they're hiring lawn technicians in the Jacksonville area. No experience required. This is a salaried position with top industry pay. Full benefits, a 401k match, and paid training. Apply today at JulingtonCreekPestControl.com. Julington Creek Pest Control. Our family serving yours since 1984.
Equal opportunity employer. Which team holds the record for the most NCAA men's basketball championships?
For over 20 years, Southern Oak Insurance has given Floridians a better alternative to their current homeowners policy. See what you can get with Southern Oak. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
UCLA holds the record for most men's NCAA basketball championships with 11. Kentucky is next with 8.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
If you're getting estimates for replacement windows, do yourself a favor. Get one more. Prosser here. I did, and I was blown away. Cash Building Materials' local team is so experienced, and they know exactly what works for Jacksonville homes at a surprising price. You owe it to yourself to see what they can do before making a decision. Before you buy windows or doors, get a cash quote. Search Cash Building Material. Cash Building Material. Windows and doors done right.
Checkmate. I'm Brandon Cecilia, founder of Checkmate Coatings.
And I'm Chester, the Checkmate King.
The two most important factors behind a great garage floor coating are the preparation and the application.
So we prepare every floor with high-performance diamond grinding pads. But just ugly diamonds, right, Brendan? If we find any nice ones, I could use some crown jewels.
Sorry, Chester. Our special grinding pads use diamonds that are too ugly for jewelry.
But they create the perfect surface to bind with our multi-layer polymer coating for years of durable performance.
You'll have to pick out jewelry on your own time, Your Highness.
The term is Your Majesty, Brendan, but I'll let it go this time.
Perfect preparation?
Check. Expert application?
Check. A gorgeous new floor that sparkles like a diamond in your garage? Checkmate!
Transforming your floors, making them great. Checkmate.
Visit CheckmateCoatings.com. That's CheckmateCoatings.com.
Hurricane season is here, and now is the time to make sure your property is ready. Weak, damaged, or overgrown trees can become a serious hazard when storms move in. Trust the experts at Lucas Tree Service with over 45 years of experience for professional tree trimming, removal, and storm preparation. Don't wait until a storm is on its way. Schedule your tree assessment today at lucastreeservice.com.
Hey friends, Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Have you ever stored a gallon of leftover paint, opened the can years later, and it's rusty, crusty, and unusable? Next time, secure the lid tightly to ensure no leaks and store the can upside down. Oxygen can't get to it, therefore no rust and no crust. If you'd like more tips or have a question about a project, we'd love to help. Go to performance-painting.com. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
All right, it was early in the morning. The Miller Electric Center, top facility in sports, period, and training camp this morning. Again, cloud cover, not nearly as hot as it will get. I thought the defense won the day. Very first pass, a pass breakup by Jabbar Muhammad off of the throwing arm of Trevor Lawrence. Thought overall the passing offense today left an awful lot to be desired. Plenty of overthrows by Trevor. He did have an interception, just a phenomenal play by Eric Murray. It was Buster covering Brian Thomas Jr. And again, Eric Murray came out of nowhere and had a big-time pick. We saw pass breakups today by Muhammad. He had another one, so 2 during the day. Caleb Ransaw had one. Several drops today by the Jaguars offensively. Jacoby Myers, which you never see. With Clint Allen, Brian Thomas Jr., Amir Abdullah. The rookies, some of the young guys looked really good today. It was a good practice for C.J. Williams. Nice sliding catch. Cameron continues to make plays. Also noticed him lining up as a kick returner. Both tight ends, rookies, very much involved with what is going on. I thought just the burst off the ball with Allen and Walker looked impressive. Eric Armstead as well. Ventrell Miller, really the term to describe him right now, in my opinion, would be the guy's playing downhill. He's running downhill to where the action is. So, overall defense ahead of the offense. Travis Hunter, if you ask, I got it for you, would have made the play of the day offensively. Totally, expanded the body to the high point, had the ball. Then as he came down, he lost it. It would have been a sensational play. He also gets credit for a pass breakup. I thought it was pass interference. I did. You know what? No one's going to remember. No one's going to care. Training camp practice, number one. They're not even in pads. It is what it is. But for what it's worth, I do believe on a ball to Josh Cameron from Nick Mullins. Okay, Kaiser went down. Jack Kaiser early in teamwork. It's believed to be a right knee, an MRI tonight. Cole Van Landen on the pup, we're aware. Christian Braswell, lower body, not involved 100%. And the good news, Chris Rodriguez Jr. cleared, involved in individual drills, also took some handoffs individually, did not work in any team activity. So there you go. That is the very latest on the Jaguars. Yeah. Someone, I used to say this all the time. Someone has said Mahomes is 30, Allen is 30, Lamar's 29, Burrow's 29. And he says to me the 73-76, time is moving too fast. Yeah, forever I used to say, I don't care if I get older. I just don't want my daughters to get older. Father Time didn't listen to me. My daughters did get older. They're both out of the house and have been. Scary. don't know if I want to do that. 50-22 Ballou. Outstanding close to that segment. Perfect delivery, perfect timing, perfect message. No notes. Never need notes when talking about the Knowles. 0429, the Jags stay in a hotel during camp. The reward winning the Iron Jag was to get to stay at home during camp. Oh, you know what? Thank you. Should have known that. He was actually asked about the Iron Jag today. So, makes sense. But there's still family availability. I'm trying to remember way back when during Coughlin if families were ever allowed. I don't remember. But we would agree. The game has absolutely, totally, completely changed since then. CRS092 on YouTube. CVL back week 1 would be huge. There's no question about it. John Osher, about 45 minutes ago, we had that conversation. I mean, that is absolutely massive if they can get him back. To me, that's the biggest what if for this football team. And, you know, there's still a lot of things that you wonder about. Parker Washington, I'm going to interview him on Sunday. I'm going to have to ask about the contract. I mean, it'd be irresponsible if I didn't. Outside of that, it'll be all football. But I saw him today, all smiles. I mean, Parker's Parker. I don't think it's going to be an issue. I talked with Baselli today for a while. Did not ask him about Parker. Talked to him about some other things. But I think he'll be okay. And, you know, but that's something. And then, you know, to me, it's about adding another edge. We'll see what happens. Do they add a third edge? I mean, you can make the case Hines, Allen, and Walker is, as far as a combination, is one of the best in the NFL. Not the best, but one of the best in the NFL. Can they get another veteran at some point? That does remain to be seen. All right. My goodness, man, what a fast-moving show. At least it was in my opinion. And even though these days are longer, time is still flying. How about you? You were out there very early today. You had what, the morning show and Jags today, or just Jags today?
Just the second half of the morning show. So luckily someone spelled me from. I only had to get there at like 7:45, and then Jags today.
You got a little bit of coverage up there, though, right? As far as like a tent or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And back out there tomorrow. Well, I'll be back out there tomorrow. Again, they're going to expand practice by 15 minutes tomorrow. Today they went from 8:30 to 10. Tomorrow they'll go 8:30 to 10:15. And then Friday, 8:30 to 10:30. Off Saturday, again, Sunday, same deal. Then Monday, pads go on. So that's basically all you need to know. And, you know, I do believe that tomorrow I'm looking for the offense to respond. I am. I thought Bashal Tutin looked very, very good today. Arguably the best player on the field. Offense and defense. I thought defense absolutely won the practice. I would expect the passing offense tomorrow to be really sharp after, let's face it, they were sloppy today. They were. There's really no other way to say it. So drops, overthrows, just not a great day. We'll see if that changes on Thursday. All right, we got much more to do. Take you up until 8 o'clock. Also, our good buddy, Hacker Nation, he is standing by.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care. Official dental partner of the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp.
When your home or business deserves more than ordinary glass, you trust the experts. Capital Glass and Shower Doors has been elevating spaces for over 40 years with precision, craftsmanship, and clean, modern design. From sleek frameless shower enclosures to elegant glass railings, wine cabinets, and any custom glass that makes a statement, Capital Glass delivers unmatched quality, service, and attention to detail. Your vision, their expertise. Capital Glass and Shower Doors at capcoglass.com.
You know Zero Res, the zero residue carpet cleaner that leaves your carpets truly clean with no dirt attracting soaps or harsh chemicals. Don't risk it with the other guys. Skip the disasters that leave your carpet soaked for days and do more harm than good. Keep the mud outside where it belongs, not trapped in your carpets. This month, get 3 rooms of Carpet Zero Resified, starting at just $129. Call 287-5727 or visit ZeroResJacksonville.com and ask for the 1010XL special.
Zero Res. When you're injured, you need more than legal advice. You need someone who truly cares. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, I take pride in what we do. You're never just another case. We take the time to listen, guide you through the process, and fight for your recovery every step of the way. And remember, you pay nothing unless we win. Zip, nada, nothing. Learn more at CampioneLaw.com. Offices, Jacksonville and St. Augustine.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
Hey, Hicken here. I want to talk skin along with my friends at Peaches Dermatology, reminding you to wear your sunscreen. Football season is back, baby. And with that, days under that bright sun. So when you load up that truck for the game day tailgate, or the chairs for your kids' flag games, or even the boat heading downtown to watch our Jags, make sure you bring the screen. Sunscreen, that is. It's a must here in Duval. But if you have any concerns right now, give Peaches Dermatology a call online at peachesdermatology.com.
Hey, this is Tony from Tony D's New York Pizza. You believe I've been making pizza here in Jacksonville for over 20 years? Thanks for the support and good times. We appreciate your business, and we're looking forward to another 20 years. Come out and see us at Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
Everybody loves what's happening at Beard's Diamonds this month. Up to 40% off store-wide at their annual Christmas and July sale. But you need to hurry. The event ends at the end of the month. Hurry in to see all the amazing deals, up to 40% off, and that includes engagement rings, fashion rings, earrings, bracelets, bands, pendants. This is the annual store-wide sale that everybody loves because you get December prices like Christmas. If you're getting engaged this summer, now's your chance to get a bigger, better quality diamond. Or maybe it's time to treat yourself to a fabulous fashion ring, necklace, or bracelet. Don't forget, Beards is the town center's locally owned diamond superstore. Say hi to the Lupos when you go in. Don't settle for the corporate chain store experience when you can get the value, service, and attention you deserve. Don't miss Christmas in July exclusively at Beard's Diamonds at the St. John's Town Center. I say shop local, shop Beard's Diamonds. Hurry, though, the offer ends at the end of July and will not be extended. Beard's Diamonds.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
One of the things I enjoy heading home outside of listening to you, Hacker Nation, is when I pull in to Bartram Springs. That is right where the sun sets.
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes, it's like an obscure orange, maybe even a red. I just poked outside. It's pitch dark.
Yeah, you're not going to have to worry about that tonight. The thunder and the lightning is very prevalent here on the south side of Jacksonville.
Hopefully that doesn't continue in the morning. And, listen, the Miller Electric facility is absolutely outstanding. And I know it's nice and cool inside. But I don't like Jaguars practicing inside that building. I like them when they're outside.
No, I agree. And hopefully it'll be good for the fans tomorrow. A lot of fans came out there today. Obviously, a lot of excitement about day one of training camp. Although I thought, look, it's day one. It is what it is. I'm going to talk a lot about it tonight. I'm sure you have as well. I would not call today a crisp practice, particularly for the offense. There were some drops. The ball was on the ground a few times. And I saw a lot of the linemen go into the ground as well. I hate seeing guys on the ground when there's no pads on. To me, there's no need for that. And we saw a situation where, Jack Kaiser limped off the field. We'll have to get some clarity on what's going on there. But I just hope the guys can stay off the ground a little more tomorrow.
Yeah, it was a day that, in my opinion, was dominated by the defense, or the defense won the day. But I thought the best player today was Bayshell Tootin.
I think Bayshell Tootin's been fantastic. And look, he's going to be overshadowed a little bit. I've loved what I've seen out of LaQuinn Allen Jr. the entire offseason as well. I joke around with the jersey change from 36 to 5, but honestly, he does look faster out there in a single-digit uniform. And now you combine Chris Rodriguez into that trio as well. I'm very optimistic of what the Jaguars have in the backfield.
Yeah, and I tend to agree with you. I think tomorrow will be crisper. I mean, we were told that LaQuinn Allen Jr. may have the best hands on the team when they got him out of Syracuse. He had a big drop today. And, of course, at that point, Myers wasn't on the club. They made the move. He's got absolutely sensational hands. He dropped an easy one today. So I'm looking forward to that tomorrow. I think the offense has a better passing day on Thursday.
And if memory serves, last year, Liam Cohen's not one to mince words. I'm sure the offense probably got an earful in the meetings this afternoon. So, yes, I would imagine the offense will come out with a much more competitive spirit tomorrow morning.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, what do you got tonight?
Yeah, one of those defensive guys that I think is going to be in for a big year, Antonio Johnson. I went one-on-one with him after practice this morning. We'll play that conversation tonight on Hacker After Dark. Also, Jamal St. Cyr of Channel 4 will join me in our final team preview. Our 31st team outside of Jacksonville is the Tennessee Titans. We started this thing in late May. We end it now in late July. We'll go to Nashville. Tyler Rowland, the host of the Locked On Titans podcast, will join us. And it's always good when we get that 31st team in. It's a sigh of relief for me because that's a big undertaking, but I appreciate everybody around the country that does it.
And there you go. Have a fun show.
Thanks, Rick.
All right, see you in the morning. That is Hacker Nation. Tomorrow I'll talk with Anton Harrison following the practice on Thursday. So looking forward to getting up with him. That is the plan on Thursday. And then I'm trying to remember. Actually, it's BJ Green, the second, on Friday. And then on Sunday, it'll be Parker Washington. I'll have to look at next week's notes, but I believe I have Brenton Strange on Monday. So that means Monday's show, you'd have the Penn State combination of Parker Washington and Brenton Strange. One has gotten the bag, the other is waiting for it. And, I think he's going to get it relatively soon. I still do believe that. All right, folks, be safe. Drive home or drive anywhere that you are, in fact, going. Man, it is nasty out there. Hacker just told me off the air that it is absolutely brutal. If, in fact, you are out there. So make sure you be safe. Let's see. Albert Regis, thank you. Good to catch up with a rookie defensive tackle out of Texas A&M. John Osher, appreciate it. As always, our producer, Sherry Justice. My name is Rick Ballou. Folks, have yourself a great Wednesday night. I'll see you at the Miller Electric Center first thing in the morning. Be back here to talk all about it on 92.5 FM at 6 o'clock on Thursday.
We may not have the most talent. We're not the biggest or strongest. But we've got something no one else has. We're 1010XL. Let's get them.
Neck pain, back pain, or headache, Shinatri Chiropractic has 4 locations: Westside, 103rd, Riverside, Arlington, and the Beaches. Acupuncture, dry needling, physical therapy. Relief starts today. Shinatri Chiropractic, 743-6700.
Lauren Brooks here. If you're like most of us at 1010XL, you have a list of things you want to get done before football season begins. Make an appointment today to check out